Unfortunately, saw the news today. Didn't quite maybe one of the last teams out. So we'll just start quick thoughts from Coach Abel, and then we will go to questions.
Yeah, I mean, listen, obviously disappointed. When we start the season, that's our ultimate aim. Yeah, is to play in the postseason. We felt as though we were there or thereabouts. I think probably, like we said, one of the last teams out. We didn't probably that 10th win would have tipped us over the edge, but. We can't take away from what this team's accomplished again in terms of moving our program forward in such a short space of time, coming off of a year with a pandemic, playing back-to-back seasons, and a lot of positives still. Obviously, the ultimate goal wasn't met, but still a lot of good things to take away from a solid year.
All right, we'll go to Julian.
Graham, how can you potentially use this as a motivator for a lot of the players who are coming back next year?
Yeah, I mean, it's if I'm honest with you, I wouldn't say our motivation ever changes because every single year this is what we're supposed to do. You know what I mean? There's an expectation when you play here at Oregon that this is what you're supposed to do, and so the thing for us, we'll go about all our processes the same way. We'll unpack the season. We'll look at the games where we felt as though we did the things we needed to do. We'll look at the games where we didn't win the games or tied the games, and look at the takeaways, and then that's how we'll build our spring out to ensure that we make gains in those areas to ensure that next time we're able to do enough that they can't leave us off the board.
Go ahead, Rob.
Is there a result, whether it's from the last couple of weeks or even going back to like Baylor or something, that you say, man, that one really, really stings right now?
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not going to get into it with the Baylor game, but that's an obvious one. You probably think the Washington's weekend, when that was the one weekend where we probably dipped overall in terms of performance. I mean, you're walking out of a 19-game season with 4 losses. I mean, that's pretty good. And you look at the games that we've picked up the ties. We look at probably the Santa Barbara game early on where we started slow in the first half, and we only got our momentum after halftime. The San Francisco game you look at early in the year, and so there's those little things that we'll look back on, and we'll do a deep dive in terms of looking, okay, what do we need to do next time to ensure we get positive results on the in those games.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, Graham, how confident or unconfident were you coming into today when you were watching that show and as the field was being revealed? And were you with your team? Can you kind of take me behind the scenes on what this afternoon was like for you and the players?
Yeah, we half of them had class, so half of them weren't there, and I mean, there's such an academic group that there's no way they were missing class for it. So we sat with about half of the team. We had a few staff members in there, and we watched. And to be honest, I wasn't overly sure. I mean, I hope that they would take more than 4 Pac-12 teams, just given the strength of the conference, and historically how well the conference has done. We felt as though going out of region playing the Texas weekend was something that would help us, and I wasn't. I was confident that I thought we'd get in, to be honest with you, and it's one of those things, and I've been on both sides of it, and so it's like I said, we've just got to make sure next year we take care of enough of the results that they can't leave us out.
Go ahead, Julian.
Kind of a two-parter for you, Graham. The first part is, what do you feel for the seniors right now? And then, I guess on a more positive note, what has this senior class meant to this program and all they have accomplished?
Well, I think for the seniors, listen, this is, they wanted to go out this way. This is why they came back. They came out to finish on a high and go out through the NCAA tournament what they wanted to accomplish when they arrived here. I can't say enough about those kids in terms of, when I got here and I got the job, the senior class is always an interesting one to deal with when you take over a program. And I think I've said it multiple times. I mean, it's usually a class you want to kind of usher on the way so you can rebuild. And those kids bought into everything that we've done here, and they've set multiple records, as a class and as a team here in a really short space of time. We've had some really big results. And they've set new standards for this program. I mean, it's going from, I think it was 11th before we got in here. They went to 7th last year, now 5th this year. So to finish this year in the top half of the Pac-12 and in what is one of the elite conferences in America is phenomenal. So I'm going to miss them a great deal. They're a great bunch of kids, the next time that we go to the tournament, that we'll make sure they're invited back and can experience it.
I think that might be it. Anything else for Coach today from you guys?
Yeah. Do you just have a sense right now of kind of what your roster is going to look like? I mean, are there still kids that have decisions to make in terms of eligibility? I mean, how does that all play out? And just a general thought on the group that'll be coming back and what kind of promise you see entering the off season?
It's, you look at it in terms of, obviously Lou Shaw is a star midfielder. However, Alicia played a lot of minutes in there for us, which is awesome. Meg Rucker, we think, is going to be a really, really, really good replacement for Mia. We obviously Meg, get pieces here and there. We haven't seen Callum play yet, you know what I mean, because of her injury, but she's a direct replacement for Eden in there and stuff. We're obviously going to miss Jordan Warmdahl's work rate, but we have a really nice class coming in. They'll get signed this week and or next week. This week, Greg.
Yeah, this week.
Next up. So the roster, I mean, the foundation's still really good. Everyone else comes back. Zoe will be back. Chai will be back. We got Kess Elmore still. So the foundation is really, really, really solid. When you look at kind of for the spine of the team, Leah Freeman, Roy, Anna, Caitlin Shaw, Ali Cook, Zoe, Alicia. You look at kind of that spine through the team, Maya Hahn, all those different types of kids that we've got, and it's really solid. So we'll add to that. And then, like we've done every off season, we commit to making our kids better. We spend a lot of time with them in the off season in terms of correcting areas that need to be corrected, and so to ensure that they're even more equipped when we go into next season.
You haven't really had like a normal off season.
No,
so how much are you looking forward to that?
One off season we had when we had the 3 months, we made massive strides with the kids in those 3 months, and then we obviously look at the fall, where we were dealing with the pandemic, and we got some developmental work in there. And I think anyone that's watched our program long enough and to look at kids like, Mia, Eden, and you look at what Eden's done over the past few years, you can see that the improvements in her. So we'll look at that with all of our student athletes and, and making sure, like I said, that they're better equipped for future seasons.